Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization. We're in Huntsville, Utah. We're looking around for Bigfoot. This property back in there, surrounded by the mountains and forest. They wrote us telling us they were having Bigfoot problems, so we come in to take a look around. I live just across the main mountain that separates from where I live from where this Huntsville area is. Derek was telling me, yeah, it only takes me about 5-10 minutes to drive down in here where they're seeing this Bigfoot. Every winter it seems like we get Bigfoot reports out of the area, and this winter's no exception. We heard about some 18-inch Bigfoot tracks after the last snowfall found in Eden, which borders Huntsville. And there's a lake that separates them called Pine View. Well, we got this Bigfoot sighting report last year, and I dug it out and decided to show you guys our investigation hike into some of the canyons around this property, trying to look for Bigfoot sign. And here's the report: Bigfoot harassing landowner horses in Huntsville. She wanted us just to use her initials because she wants to remain anonymous. GL writes RMSO. Can I speak with someone who has had information about Bigfoot? We are experiencing something that I suspect is just that. I think it or they or something is moving through here. Very concerned. Thank you. RMSO responds, thank you for the email. Did you or someone you know see Bigfoot? I heard a fight ensue in my forest and was rushed by a huge bipedal something. We've had an attack on one of our colts, and a neighbor had 2 horse riding occasions in the area where they come up on an area that freaked the horses out, and they heard what they sounded like a man, bipedal. There is more strange killings, Huntsville. RMSO responds, we could come look around for tracks and other signs. GL responds, I'm worried about pissing it off. I think one, or its clan, has been here all this time. We have lived here peacefully, but something else that is malevolent has encroached. And new to the whole idea of Bigfoot, but there is no other explanation. I really don't want this new thing that has moved in, to be confronted. I want to know if it will move on or if it's planning on staying, and what to do. RMSO responds, sometimes they move through. Other times they stay in an area for a year or 2. Let us know if you ever want us to come take a look around for tracks and other signs. Sometimes, if they feel like they are being tracked, they will leave the area. Put up a game camera or 2. They seem to avoid the IR trigger on the camera and may stay away from your animals if a game camera is nearby. GL responds, okay, thank you. That is all I'm looking for is answers. I will try a game camera and see if that gets the thing to move on, or the things. It's a bit complex because when I first moved in 9 years ago, I had huge banging on my house as if from a giant. It happened every morning until I went into our forest to try and make peace with it. I expressed how much I love and would protect this land and so forth. Now, why would I think that the banging is coming from something inside the forest? Because I believe whatever it or they are has intelligence. It was as if I just knew. I'm not interested in those who think that they are just animals. They aren't. Again, whatever they are, after I made peace, the banging stopped, and for 9 years I have felt being watched. We've had strange structures placed and replaced around the dense forest, but we had no idea what they were and never considered a squatch. It is ironic, because when we moved in, my girls and I would suddenly do silly Squatch movies. Strange how things are put into our minds. Anyway, about a week and a half ago, I was outside trimming a tree from my driveway when I heard 2 things fighting. It was about 10 a.m. I couldn't make out what they were, and tried to put in a box of my mind, thinking it was a gigantic raccoon fighting something else. I ran down the forest path with a shovel to break up the fight. As I got to the sound, which was occurring behind the dense tree and brush, the sound stopped. Suddenly, I was rushed by what sounded like a 15-foot tall bipedal giant rushing me. I didn't stay to look. I ran like hell. The sound of the rushing feet was like something out of Jurassic Park. I was so afraid for my life and that of my family that I ran to get my gun after I gained my wits. I ran back down with the gun ready and started screaming at whatever. I was freaking scared, but the gun made me feel a bit more brave than a shovel, and there was nothing. The next morning, one of my colts, I have a breeding farm, was attacked. Claw marks and a big puncture. He is recovering. I didn't know there were Utah Squatch people, so I contacted whomever I could find. I talked to about 3 people, and they all think I have benevolent Bigfoot, which we have made a truce of sorts, where I just go down into the forest and I don't go there at night, which we don't ever. And then they think we have a dogman or dogmen, really nasty things. The question is interdimensional, not interdimensional. This is where we differ. 3 days later, my daughters found a baby doe in the forest with its genital ripped out. It was left there to die. Whatever did it was not hungry, but playing with us. It did not go for the jugular. I was gone from the house when it happened and told the kids to go indoors and I would kill it when I got home. I rushed home and it was already dead by then. I felt horrible. We left it in hopes that whatever did it would come back and eat it for food. 3 days later, nothing. I checked on it and it was full of maggots, so I went to the house to get the shovel to bury it. When I got back, it was gone. Then just yesterday, my husband sees it again. That or another one. He went to get a shovel to bury it, and when he got back, it was gone. What is going on? In the middle of all that, one of my daughters, as they were tucking the horses in with treats and such, saw several eyes lining the mountainside across the street from my colts. She started screaming at them, and they backed up and disappeared. She was freaked. We have a very tough dog who will defend us, but we know the thing or things are around when he is terrified to the point he won't go outside. We have neighbors whose horses are freaked out on the 2 riding occasions, and they heard by people's sounds like a man walking. We bought a night vision game camera, but it came without an SD card, so we sent it back to get another one with an SD card. We have kept motion detector lights on and the floodlights to keep whatever from attacking my horses. I believe I have 2 sets of things. One that has been there all the time, the other just came here, and they are fighting as the new guys are very mean and encroaching on the ones that have already been there. I want the new ones to move on, but if they are dogmen, what then? They are highly intelligent, not looking for food, but to wreak havoc. Do you have any knowledge of dogmen? Do you know of any sudden surge of sightings lately in the area? The valley, I hear, has some livestock attacked, and people seem to think it's a cougar. I went on our normal running spot 20 minutes from our home and found trees knocked over the path that should not have been done so, and a lot of huge poo, larger than coyote. Mountain lion are here, but they stay away from the herd. They won't take the chance of getting a kick, and they are afraid of the dogs, which we have too. We've never been bothered by a cougar. I can try to dismiss all of this as just strange weirdness, but my colt was attacked, and I heard something huge and big rush me out in the forest that was on 2 feet. I will continue the lights and get the game camera, but I don't want to piss it off. Any other ideas? Please let me know, and I have to give you some thought about you coming. Our forest is on the east of our property, and the mountains where the horseback riders and the eyes were seen are on the west side. Thanks for any thoughts and advice. Forgot to mention that my daughter woke up in the middle of the night, bolt upright, and went to the window and saw a huge black blue thing crawling just inches above the ground along the colt's fence line. She said it was like something out of Lady in the Water, spiky long hair and dog-like. She noticed we forgot to turn the lights on near the colts and ran downstairs to turn them on. Something is going on here, and I just want it to go away. RMSO responds, they live there year-round in North Utah. Over 60 sighting reports surrounding where you live. Last sighting report was near you in January, a daylight sighting report north of Pineview. GL responds, if you think it would push them away by you coming here, what exactly do you want to do here? I can show you our forest and then the area that the horse riders heard them. I have to ask my husband, as he said yesterday he doesn't want any attention drawn to here and strange Squatch people here. You have to understand him. There are some strange enthusiasts in this realm. I'm sure you've met them. I just want them gone. Can I send you some photos of structures in the forest for you to give me input on whether you believe they are natural or Bigfoot structures? RMSO responds, yes, I would like to see photos. If we can come take a look around, we would keep your exact location confidential. We would like to look for Bigfoot tracks in order to document them if we happen to find any. We take measurements, etc. Plus look for structures and where the Bigfoot may be traveling or eating. We are there not to harm the group. We keep most places we study Bigfoot confidential. Sometimes tracking them makes them nervous and they move on. GL responds, I want no disrespect to whatever it is here and feel we have respectful understanding. However, I believe that whatever has been here is now being encroached upon by something or things malevolent that is danger to everyone. That I want gone. We will have to talk to my husband about this, and yes, would be good to remain anonymous. Let's see if you think what these photos were of. RMSO responding, putting the photos that she sent us at the end of this video so that you guys can see what she sent us. This is what I say to her. Some of these look like they may have been twisted when broke. Bigfoot sighting hotspot structures are often found. Can't say any structure was actually made by Bigfoot, however, we find many of them in hotspots. GL responds, and some are bent unnaturally around the other trees. Weather wouldn't do that either. So an unbiased opinion going through your BS filters, in all honesty, do you think these look like Bigfoot structures? I spoke to my husband about you coming here to track, and he said that he would defer to me as to what I felt is best. I am weighing out what is best. I'm concerned about the dogman possibility that two so-called experts are convinced we have in addition to Bigfoot. The way it seems to be toying with us in regards to this doe, having us find it and then taking it away when we try to bury it is not characteristic of Bigfoot. If that is what we have lived here. Then the doe was alive. My daughter held it and felt that whatever it did was pure evil. She could feel it. This is not caused by one that I felt has been there for the years. I believe something very bad has encroached on this territory and is why I heard them fighting. So I have to be careful not to provoke it by having you come. On the other hand, I don't want it to stay and feel afraid all the time. I want the bad thing gone, whatever it is. What are your thoughts on possible dogman? It has been pretty quiet here the last few days. I don't know if that means that they moved on or what. I went in the forest 2 days ago to remove temporary fencing that we put up so our mares could graze during the summer. I could only take a few mares down, but I had to hold them. They did not like being down there. My other herd of mares refused to go down. This is not like them. It just happened this year. They used to go down every summer, and this year, no. But when I was down there, things felt pretty good, but I still felt like I was being watched. RMSO responds, we never receive dogman sighting reports from the area you are in. We do investigate skinwalker sightings in mid and south Utah though. Skinwalkers do take on a wolf form, etc. This far north never received a skinwalker report. However, we get a lot of Bigfoot sightings from around Pineview and all the mountains surrounding Pineview, so odds are you may have a curious Bigfoot coming onto your property. We would like to look for tracks and see how the creature is coming onto your property and leaving your property. I am going to leave in the description of this video on YouTube links to a few videos, a couple of Bigfoot sighting reports near where you live, and one of our Bigfoot sighting investigations near where you live. And we would love to come take a look around, and us tracking the creature in your area may be what gets it nervous enough to move on. I hope you guys enjoyed this Bigfoot sighting report we received from a Bigfoot sighting hotspot. Keep on watching. We're going to keep on squatching.